Okay.
So you are live, Prabhu.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire Shinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Yadyantastu Bhadrani Vidhanoti Suetsatam अष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवे भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, the Samam Bonam, and chapter 13, summary, and verse number 1. Summary. The chapter is titled The Stealing of the Boys and Calves by Brahma. This chapter describes Lord Brahma's attempt to take away the calves and coward boys, and it also describes the bewilderment of Lord Brahma and finally the clearance of his illusion. Although the incident concerning Agasura had been performed 1 year before, and the coward boys were 5 years old, when they were 6 years old, they said it happened today. What happened was this. After killing Agasura, Krishna, along with his associates, coward boys, went for a picnic within the forest. The calves, being allured by green grasses, gradually went far away, and therefore Krishna's associates became a little agitated and wanted to bring back the calves. Krishna, however, encouraged the boys by saying, "You take your tiffin without being agitated. I shall go find the calves." And thus the Lord departed. Then, just to examine the potency of Krishna, Lord Brahma took away all the calves and coward boys and kept them in a secluded place. When Krishna was unable to find the calves and boys, he could understand that this was a trick performed by Brahma. Then the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cause of all causes, in order to please Lord Brahma, as well as his own associates and their mothers, expanded himself to become the calves and boys, exactly as they were before. In this way, he discovered another pastime. A special feature of this pastime was that the mothers of the coward boys thus became more attached to their respective sons, and the cows became more attached to their calves. After nearly a year, Baladev observed that all the coward boys and calves were expansions of Krishna. Thus he inquired from Krishna and was informed of what had happened. When 1 year had passed, Brahma returned and saw that Krishna was still engaged as usual with his friends and the calves and cows. Then Krishna exhibited all the calves and coward boys as four-armed forms of Narayan. Brahma could then understand Krishna's potency, and he was astonished by the pastimes of Krishna, his worshipable Lord. Krishna, however, bestowed his causeless mercy upon Brahma and released him from illusion. Thus, Brahma began to offer prayers to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. End of summary. Text 1. Sri Shukuvacha Sadhu Prishtam Mahabhaga Tvaya Bhagavatottama Tvaya Bhagavat Uttama Yana Nutana Yasisyasya Srinvan Api Katham Muhu. Synonyms. Sri Sukadeva Vacha. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Sadhu Prishtam, I have been very much honored by your inquiry. Mahabhaga, you are a greatly fortunate personality. Tvaya, by you. Bhagavat Uttama, O best of devotees. Yat, because Nutana, Nutan, Nutanayasi. You are making newer and newer. Ishasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shrinvan Api. Although you are continuously hearing Katham, the past times, Muhu, again and again. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sukadeva Goswami said, "O best of devotees, most fortunate Parikshit, you have inquired very nicely, for although constantly hearing the pastimes of the Lord, you are perceiving His activities to be newer and newer." Purport. Unless one is very advanced in Krishna consciousness, one cannot stick to hearing the pastimes of the Lord constantly. Nityan Nava Navayamanam. Even though advanced devotees hear continually about the Lord for years, they still feel that these topics are coming to them as newer and fresher. Therefore, such devotees cannot give up hearing of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. The word santa is used to refer to persons who have developed love for Krishna. Yam Shama Sundaram Achinta Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Parikshit Maharaj therefore is addressed as Bhagavatottama, the best of devotees, because unless one is very much elevated in devotional service, one cannot feel ecstasy from hearing more and more and appreciate the topics as ever fresher and newer. End of purport. Om Jnanatimirindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam. Panchakalpatarupescha Kripa Sindhubhyev Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. So we are discussing a very special pastime of Krishna, where Brahma stole the calves and the coward boys. And also there is a very well kept secret that is being unfolded here about loss of 1 year. So this pastime, as mentioned in the summary section, was soon after the pastime of killing of Aghasura. And here Brahma comes, bewildered by Krishna's, that everybody is saying, "This is Krishna, let me check." And he steals the calves and the coward boys and hides them in a cave and turns around and comes back. And Brahma's 1 moment is equal to 1 year on earth. So meanwhile, the coward boys have grown, the calves have grown, and apparently to everybody else, everything seems to be going life as usual. No difference. With the only exception that the mothers of the coward boys and the calves, they were overwhelmingly affectionate to their children. So prior to this, we had Indra. Prior or after, I don't know. So Indra also had committed an offense, and when Krishna denied him the yagna, the offerings from the yagna, and instead diverted it towards Govardhan Parvat. And in order to save the residents of Nandagaon or Vrindavan, he lifted Govardhan Hill and brought them all together. And for 7 continuous days held up the mountain and saved the residents of Gokula. So much so that they had continuous association of Krishna for 7 full days and nights. So here we see that Brahma has stolen the coward boys and the calves. So Krishna is without their association. So when we asked, Acharyas mentioned that, and whose offense was bigger, Brahma's or Indra's? Anybody? You can say. And Damodar Prabhu, whose offense was bigger?
Whose offense? Indra offense was bigger.
Indra's offense was bigger. No. No, 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 no. See, Indra's offense brought all the devotees, all the associates together for 7 continuous days. And Brahma's offense, he took them away from Krishna. So, Brahma's offense was very severe. Very, very severe. So, this is how Acharyas have mentioned that so if you have Krishna's association, everything is all auspicious. For 7 days, 7 nights, those coward the residents did not feel a pinch of pain from the torrential rains caused by Indra. But this separation of 1 full year from Krishna, 1 full year, those were 7 days in Krishna's presence and 1 full year from Krishna's absence. So then when Brahma looks around and finds that and then Krishna says that they are all Narayan forms, 400 forms of expansions of Krishna, Brahma realizes Krishna's potency. And he realizes the graveness of his offense. And he appears before Krishna, begging forgiveness. So, how do we understand Krishna's greatness? A lot of times we also read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavatam, unless we are, as Prabhupada mentions in the summary, unless we have made advancement in our spiritual progress, spiritual life, we also tend to take Krishna for granted. Are, yeah, it's there, it's in the Bhagavatam. I mean, we are unable to derive the rasa from the past times. And the advanced devotees, they are getting newer and newer and newer meanings from the same pastimes. From the same pastime, and they are able to discuss this with, with the fellow associates and drown themselves in such pastimes and bring out the and relish the rasa, the newer rasa, every single time they discuss pastime, same pastimes over and over again. So, same way we have this practice of reading Bhagavatam verses in the morning, in the evening, in the Sunday classes, and we sometimes have sannyasis, senior devotees visiting us, and when they are speaking, see, we have a crowd gathering around them because we expect something new rasa, even though the shlokas are the same, but the way they explain it, it appears like we are hearing it for the first time because the analytical process is such that we are finding new meaning, different perspective. So the more we read, the more we dive deep into these transcendental literatures, because reading Bhagavatam, verse 1 of chapter 13, and in the throughout the Bhagavatam, all the 12 cantos, you might find some correlation somewhere totally totally like, it's a 10th chapter, maybe you'll find the correlation in the first canto. So we are able to relate, but not just in one place, you'll find it in many places. You'll find the correlation in Bhagavad Gita, in the Padma Purana, in the other Upanishads, and literatures left by, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. So more and more and more, newer and newer and newer meanings keep coming up, keep coming up. So we have to try to, relish the pastime. So the Krishna pastimes about the coward boys, Agasura, how much confident they are in Krishna's ability. They have a friend called Krishna, but they trust him with everything, with their life and soul. That should any danger come to their life, Krishna is there. Whether it is saving them from Kaliya, saving them from Agasura, they thought it was a cave, although Krishna warned them, don't enter. But they entered, and Krishna followed. Of course, he has to save them. Soon enough, Agasura closed his mouth. And then Krishna had to expand himself, kill Agasura. All the coward boys come out laughing and playing as if nothing has happened. To chastise Kalia jumps into Yamuna, the lake, and dancing on the hoods of Kalia. And here, everybody is so much worried. What's going to happen to Krishna? The mother, father, everybody is there. You know, what can they do? They cannot jump into the lake like that. But Balaram is the only one who knows the truth about the whole thing. So Balaram assures that nothing is going to happen to Krishna. He is going to be fine. You guys don't worry. The same way, now that Balaram comes to understand the story about the expansions, Vishnu Tattva expansions. So then he asks, and then Krishna tells him, discloses the fact, this, and thereafter, soon Brahma also realizes the mistake, makes forgiveness from Krishna. So, drowning ourselves in the pastimes, just like our Parishit Maharaja is always eager to hear more and more, even though he realizes that he has only 7 days to live. And we are in the 10th canto. It must be like close to the 7th day only. Maybe 6th day perhaps. But his eagerness is always there. So this Krishna Tattva is such that attracts everybody. No matter who the living entity is, whether it's human being or animals or insects, we are all attracted. Gopis, Radharani. One sense, we are also like gopis, because we are also having Krishna's association through his books, through his pastimes, through his teachings, through Bhagavad Gita. But what is important in our life? Humility, the understanding. So Krishna goes for the Rasa dance with the gopis and Radharani, and all the gopis are very, very, very happy that Krishna is dancing with her. Every gopi is thinking like, Krishna is with me, Krishna is with me. And they all, what happens? Get a little bit proud, puffed up. And what happens? Krishna disappears. And then takes Radharani with him. And then Radharani is being carried by Krishna and she is feeling very, very happy. And then she also gets puffed up. Oh my God, he left all those gopis and he's with me only. She gets puffed up and Krishna disappears from her side also. Not so much so to teach them a lesson or anything, but to increase their intensity of love for him. For us also, we in the beginning we take to Krishna consciousness very, very seriously, chant very seriously, and then it becomes routine. And then, like, we are chanting and we are thinking something else. Sometimes it happens like, you might start getting more interested in material activities, start paying more attention to material uh, prosperity, or may even pay attention to Maya Devi, Durga, or demigod worship, or sometimes. That's when that happens, you need to check yourself. One needs to check oneself. That Krishna is giving us a chance to intensify our feelings for him, but we are taking it as an offense that Krishna is disappearing from our heart. We should cry more and more and more. That is the real feeling of Madhurya. That is when we will be able to realize that, yes, it's something. Krishna, when he tests us 99.9% of the time, or even 100% of the times, we are bound to fail. It's only by Krishna's mercy that, sometimes we are able to realize that, it's a test and Krishna is testing us. Please don't test us, Krishna. We are going to fail. So we have to make ourselves the recipient of Krishna's mercy, receptacle, Krishna's mercy, so that Krishna's mercy is there. And someday or the other, we know that our goal be to associate with him eternally. And if we are constantly thinking, chanting the holy name, and we are associating with him, Krishna and Krishna's name form paraphernalia, non-different. Because Krishna is absolute. There's no difference between Krishna and Krishna's name. Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna's words, Bhagavad Gita. So as much time as we can devote to Krishna, that much time we are spending. And then it becomes a habit, then our sleep will also become yoga nidra. While sleeping also 4, 5, 6 hours, we are also thinking of Krishna. That bhajan is going on. Because that bhajan will go on because that karma that we perform by body, mind, and speech, one form or the other, has to go on constantly. In your mind, karma is going on. And that karma, if it is taking you towards vikarma, forbidden action, then you should check yourself that I'm losing Krishna. I won't be able to remember Krishna at the time of the test, final test. So with your mind, body, and speech, one should be 100% dedicated to Krishna in such a way that not a single moment should pass without remembering Krishna. Whether it's in separation, whether it's in the rasa of his pastime, or reading Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, we must not. We should mold our life even while working, even while cooking, bathing, getting ready, reading, writing, doing anything. Krishna should be the object. Externally, it may seem like we are doing something while eating. We are eating Krishna Prasadam. We are thanking. So the life has to be molded such a way so that anything that we will do in any sphere which is meant for our sense gratification means for that much duration, Krishna is not there with us. We are forgetting Krishna for that. When we are thinking that, we can, and that is the primary reason, or rather the only reason why we are in this material world. Because we wanted to enjoy separate from Krishna. So always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Any shape or form. You see the deity of Krishna, you hear his pastimes, you read about him. There's no difference between Krishna and Gauranga. Gauranga is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. No difference between Radha and Krishna. Radha is the pleasure potency of Krishna. So Krishna is external energy, Maya, very strong. But we are always thinking of Krishna. Maya will not be able to act upon you, on us. So with that, I conclude today's session. Nice to see so many people. Any questions, comments, please feel free to address them. I'll see if I can answer. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, is there any connection with karma and bhakti? Or are they separate, or how to define? Is karma produce bhakti, or
Bhakti,
bhakti diminish the karma? How? What is the relation, or no
see,
relation?
karma, not all karma is bhakti, but all bhakti is bhakti yoga, bhakti karma. Karma can be many kinds,
I mean,
but karma that takes us towards Krishna, that becomes bhakti.
are they totally separate, or it's connected?
Separate, they are separate. Karma is through which we can bring ourselves to the platform of bhakti.
Then how is it separate?
Hmm?
Then how is separate?
So it is separate because through karma we can improve, bring ourselves to the platform of bhakti, and then bhakti starts. Karma can be for fruitive activities also, right? Karma can be for sense gratification also.
Can you?
And bhakti is, when bhakti is going on, when you modify your karma or you mold your activities in such a way that it becomes bhakti, then bhakti starts. That is my understanding. I may be wrong. But if anybody knows anything, can throw more light on it. If karma is bhakti, not different from bhakti, then everybody is a bhakta then. What is the difference between a bhakta and a demon then? Demons also perform karma, right? So where is bhakti there? They don't have, they are miles away from bhakti, right? And bhakti has its own, many different aspects. How it should be ahitukiya pratihata. Without any karma is done without expectation. Bhakti is done without expectation of anything in return, only for the sake of Krishna. You are doing arati on the altar. Are you expecting from Krishna, like, give me money, I'm doing your arati? That's not bhakti then. Ahituki apratihata. Am I clear? Unmotivated, unconditional. Motivated bhakti is business transaction, which may be a starting point sometimes, but as you mature in bhakti, then that feeling disappears. Thank you very much for joining in. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful day.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.